All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little recap of everything that happened Wednesday down here in Santa Clara. And of course, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle. Go say to Damon and Mary, get some brisket. Get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. We're also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, along the Monterey Peninsula. Go say hi to my good friend Anthony Catania. He's at 831-521-5264 for all your sports cards and collectible needs. All right, we're down here in Santa Clara today with the 49ers. Niners getting ready for a Week 7 tilt with the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs own the Niners. And there's no way around that. I think most of the time Kyle Shanahan has to probably talk up the opponent to his team, because the Niners are one of the better teams in football, and they're favored in almost every game they play, and they're sometimes big favorites, and a lot of times he's got to kind of cajole and convince his team that, hey, this team is a viable team. This team can beat us. And, the Patriots have this and this, and the Seahawks have that and this and that. And, so I think there's a lot of times where he has to talk up the team, the opponent, to his team to get them ready to play. This week, it may be the opposite. This week, he may actually need to, pump his Niners full of confidence, because they really shouldn't have any confidence going up against the Chiefs in this matchup. Kansas City has beaten them 4 straight in this regime. Kansas City has beaten them 6 of the last 7, going back, predating this regime. Mahomes is 4-0 against the 49ers. He beat them twice in the regular season. It wasn't close. He beat them twice in the Super Bowl. Niner fans are almost getting tired of seeing Mahomes and Reid win these matchups. And the Chiefs, by the way, are a 1.5-point dog. 1.5-point dog Sunday here at Levi's. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Well, now you say, why is it so hard to believe? Well, it's hard to believe because the Chiefs are 32-6 coming off a bye with Andy Reid. Andy Reid's 32-6 coming off a bye. He's 12-1 coming off a bye with Patrick Mahomes. So, you don't want to face Andy Reid off a bye. I mean, it's as simple as that. And Mahomes is no picnic either. As far as the injuries, Kyle Shanahan spoke to us today about the injuries. Matthew Wright's got a shoulder and a back from the last game, the hit that he took. Jake Moody's got a knee injury. He remains out. Malik Collins is out with the knee. Juwan Jennings is out with the hip. Leonard Floyd has got a Veterans Day off today. So those are the guys that missed practice. As far as the limited practice guys today, Malik Mustafa with the ankle was limited. Jordan Elliott with the knee, he was limited. Jordan Mason with the AC joint sprain in the shoulder, he was limited today. And Deebo Samuel with the wrist was also limited. The writers asked about, was Deebo hurt in the last game? In the wrist, was he hurt his wrist in the game? And Kyle thought so, but he didn't know for sure exactly what part of the game Deebo hurt that wrist. This is a huge game for the 49ers. Why? Because the Niners have lost some swagger since they have been beaten down by the Chiefs. I think not having Dre Greenlaw is a big part of that swagger, not being there, but also just, when a team's beaten you 4 straight times, it's hard to puff out your chest and say, we're the best team going. And I think the Niners kind of, they need that. They need to feel that they're the baddest guy on the planet when they take the field. And they don't have that feeling against Kansas City. And so I think this is a huge game. Now, I know it's just one game in the regular season, but to me, it's more than one game because the Niners lack swagger. And I think they can get it back if they win this game. A couple other notes. Anders Carlson, talked to him today for the first time. And it's not Anders Carlson, it's Anders Carlson. He's from Sweden. It's not an "an," it's an "on" in front of his "ders," Carlson. So there you go. Daniel Carlson's younger brother, Anders Carlson, and he was working out on the side field. And if Matthew Wright and Jake Moody both can't go, it's the Anders Carlson show against Kansas City. So he says he's got a great competition with his brother. Him and his brother Daniel, who's the Raiders kicker, He says they compete on everything. He said that's going way, way back. And then they have another brother as well. They're three brothers, and the third brother is also a soccer player. But, obviously his two older brothers are kickers. So we'll see if Anders Carlson winds up being the kicker for the Niners in this game. The players are really excited to have Ricky Pearsall back on the practice field, and I saw him today for an extended period of time. He looks great. He glides. He's got unbelievable short area movement ability, quickness, stop and start, in and out of the breaks, very, very quick, very, 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 very crisp. Everything that he does on the football field looks very crisp. And when you see him up close, you realize why this guy can get open in short areas. He's just a really quick guy. If he plays, he could be the difference in the 49ers red zone getting up off the canvas, because the red zone offense has been a disaster. Niners are 25th in touchdown percentage right now. They need to score touchdowns in the red zone. I think Pearsall could help in that regard. Maurice Jones-Drew, the ex-De La Salle star, who's now part of, I think, the Rams broadcast team. You catch him on the NFL Network. He says that he thinks the Niners should take a look at trading for either Raheem Mostert or Jeff Wilson. J.P. Mason, who's got the AC joint sprain in the shoulder, is currently on pace for a 1,700-yard season. So that's a heavy workload. Mostert and Wilson, according to MJD, are guys the Niners ought to look at. And I think those are good names. Kyle Shanahan said that Steve Spagnuolo's defense is the best defense the Niners have faced this season. He said it was the best defense they faced at any point last season. The only difference between this year and last year, as far as the team that was in the Super Bowl, that team had L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie. This team, Sneed's moved on to the Titans. McDuffie's moved to the outside. They don't have Sneed any longer. Dominic Pooney will have to block Chris Jones. He says he's looking forward to the opportunity. And Kansas City has held, the big thing in this game is, can the Niners run the ball? The Kansas City Chiefs have held the last four rushers they've faced to 74 yards, 82 yards, 55 yards, and 46 yards. And some good ones in there, too, including Alvin Kamara. So can the Niners, with J.P. Mason or Garendo or Taylor, whoever it's going to be, Debo, some combination thereof, can they run the ball against the Chiefs? That will be the biggest factor in this game. Of course, tomorrow we're back out here for another practice day. Tonight, join us at 6 o'clock for Niners Nightly on KMBR. John Dickinson's going to stop by around 6:15, and we'll visit with JD and get his thoughts on the matchup. Should be a hell of a game on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. The Niners and the Chiefs. Can the Niners finally climb that mountain and knock off the Chiefs? If they can, I think it will restore a lot of their confidence and a lot of their swagger. If they can't, they better rest up quick, because Dallas is coming in off a bye week the next week, and Dallas is hungry, very hungry for another win after beating Pittsburgh last week. They're trying to reset their season under Mike McCarthy. All right, that does it for us from Santa Clara. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring the video. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.